Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Come on in. Come on in. I'll only be here a brief moment. Shalom. Let's see here. Blessings, blessing, Prince. How are you? Blessings. Blessings. How you doing, Dawn? Yes, yes. Paula, how are you? Destiny. Angela, yes. Shalom, shalom. Marissa, how are you? Hugo. Man, I remember that name from back in the day. My brother still holding on. Praise the Most High. Jan Small. Yes, yes, yes. How you doing, brothers and sisters? I wanted to come on real quick to express my appreciation for those who were a part of the GOCC Summit and Gala, all white occasion. And I also wanted to thank all the brothers and sisters who supported the work with their subscription for a ticket, a virtual ticket, actually. I want to thank you too. Okay. And 1 second, let me pull something up. I want to show you all. Let's see here. Praise the Almighty. We made it here safe. I pray that all the brothers and sisters who attended are home safe and sound with no issues out there. I thank the Most High, AHAYAH, for one of the most blessed weekends to date with this church, with that summit and gala. Hold on, let me pull this up. Yeah. I'm not going to be here long at all. Just want to do my thank yous here. There's so many people to thank, and please forgive me if I leave anyone out, okay? But I just wanted to thank a list of people. Right? It was so beautiful. I seen someone put in the chat from the summit for the performances. Everyone had on white and gold, and someone asked, "Well, why do Elder Ricochet have on something different?" Good question. I knew someone would think that or say that. Well, I wore white, a real nice garment with Mitri and all that, during the whole summit. All right. But when it came time to perform, I changed out for the performance. After the performance, I changed back to my white and gold. You'll see it out there. So I had on white and gold, but I just changed out for the performance part of things. I just switched it up. All right. I'm sitting there, with my cane, hat, doing all these things. And, I have on white. I didn't want to, dirty up the white. So I just took off the Mitri, switched out to something a little bit more comfortable. And we did our thing. All praises. Right? We did our thing. All right. What a blessed weekend. I want to thank, first and foremost, the church and all those who are involved behind the scenes in the church to have made this such a great occasion this weekend. Just so many people. Shawan, Deacon Shawan, who was integral in Bishop Amoth and his family, all the families, the wives who are behind the event, Sister Shirley with the play, all the actors in the play. Just so many people to thank. I mean, what a great occasion, I'll tell you. The artists were great. The actors for the play were fantastic. All the artists, the music was great. Man, I want to thank the old crew from Egypt. Rapah, Elder Shakam. There's just so many people to thank. Torrance from the Dallas body who helped with, the music, overseeing the band and all that. Absolutely. Maestro, the drummer here from Philly. Man, that guy's cold. I want to thank Sister Abida for helping with the technical side of things between both mixers. We had a mixer in the front of the house and the back of the house. All the band members were tight. The DJ, all the DJs, including Alex, he did a great job behind the scenes with building the website for the summit. Nate even came in from the UK. He's over here, and he was able to mix in a lot of the effects during it. All the artists were just fantastic. Okay. And if I'm forgetting someone, I apologize. There's just so many people to thank. I mean, the panelists, from the health all the way to the linen, from the linen to the health with the elder brother that was there, A1 information. I even handled the family side of things, discussing and making sure we talk about, listen, there's no such thing as a perfect marriage. Disney lied to everyone, okay? You don't know, really, you don't see the end of your work until we're old and looking back at why we persevered to get to this point, okay? In a marriage, there's good moments within it, but it's not about happiness more so than duty, legacy, and name. And we talked about that we can't keep building over and over and over again with new people. From one person to the next, we lose something. We lose something in that last relationship that could have been built with the one. And I talked about that. I mean, it was all just a wonderful, glorious time. Families, it was just, it was beyond anything I thought it could be. And I just want to thank all those who were involved. I also wanted to thank the brother Mike, who mixed in the front of the house. He did a great job. Andre and the whole crew that was back there, AC, did a great job, as well as, Andre was working in the mix too. Thank you. Brother James, who have always been there from the beginning, from the Dallas body, who was dealing with the visuals, with the everything you've seen with the camera switches and all that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Now, at first we were dealing with technical issues for those who had the tickets, right? It's to a degree where I said, listen, let's scrap this and give it to everyone for free. Because why? We were dealing with the situation where a contract was made, but as soon as we were about to go on, and I'm not going to put the company name out there, there were issues involved, unforeseen issues that really put us in a corner. We would have to pay all this money somewhere that we didn't know that we had to pay initially. So we didn't find this out until it was time to go live. So I said, you know what? Even if we have to refund the people who have donated towards this cause with their tickets, even if we have to refund those tickets, let's give it to everyone free. Okay, we're not going to let anyone put us in a corner with information we didn't know prior to the agreement. And I didn't want to really hold this back from those who are already waiting out there who couldn't attend. So I said, you know what? I went to the mixing booth. I went to the audio video. I say, listen, enough of this. We're not negotiating in the middle of this. Let's give it out to the people. Put it on YouTube. So that's what I did. Let's gift them all. And if people want their refund for tickets, they can send in an email. We'll make sure we get it. That's no problem. But now we're not going to let anyone push us in the corner. You know what? We'll give it to everyone for free. I'd rather do it that way than have someone hold us hostage. Okay? So I said, give them everything. Okay? If they want yesterday, give them yesterday too. All right? So I thank you all. I thank you, brothers and sisters, for your support. I mean, none of this would be possible without you all. I wish a lot of you could have been in that room to experience what we felt amongst family saints of the Almighty. And I'm sure other opportunities will come in the future to experience this. I'll tell you, it's just, the only issue I had is that really, the only issue I really had is with the fact that it had to end. No one wanted to go home, right? No one wanted to go home. So I wanted to thank everyone who's involved, everyone from the dancers, from, those sisters, man, that were dancing gracefully within the whole thing during the play. Absolutely awesome. Okay. Ralph should come, everyone. And I wanted to thank Mr. Jeff Majors, too. Jeff Majors, one of the songs that we did was to a gospel legend by the name of Jeff Majors. And while the dancers were up on the stage, Ralph had him on the phone, and I was speaking with him while the dancers were dancing to his song. The gospel singer Jeff Majors. He was actually present via video to hear, to see and hear his work amongst this church, with us actually doing, an ensemble, a dance on stage to one of his songs. And I hope to do some work with him soon. Brother YASHAYA and Elder Yarak, just all the elders, deacons, and bishops who came out. Man, what can I say about the work the Most High is doing with you all? Baruch and all, just everyone. Anya, just everyone. Okay. Yakad, it's too many people to actually name. I wanted to say a humble thank you to all who supported and continue to support the work of the Gathering of Christ Church. And let me tell you, this particular letter in particular touched me. It actually led me to actually come and do this live real quick, right? We gave away a few tickets in the academy as giveaways, because we always try to give support to those who have always supported the church. And a sister from the Atlanta body sent this letter, and I would like to share this with you. It reads, let's see here. Yeah, I can do that. I can share it with you all, actually. I can share it with you all. Let's see. Yeah, I can share it with you all. That's not a big deal. Let's see. There it is. It led me to get on here and say a humble thank you. Sister sent a letter. It says, Shalom, family. I pray this email finds you well. I am writing to express my heartfelt gratitude for the giveaway tickets I received to attend the first GOCC Royalty Summit Gala. Attending this special event was truly a blessing, and I'm deeply grateful. AHAYAH made a way for us to attend. All praises. I praise and thank our power, our Abba, AHAYAH, our Father, for blessing us with such an amazing gathering, insightful, informative, educating symposium, and wonderful concert. All the artists were truly talented and are such a blessing. Their performances touched my heart. What can I say about our beloved elder? All I can say is all praises be to the Most High through YASHAYA. Through him, anything we do is possible. What I do is my reasonable service. Okay, but I appreciate it. The water, but all praises to the Father. His wisdom and leadership made the experience even more enriching. The gala was a profound experience with invaluable teachings and a sense of a deep-rooted family connection that resonated with me. It was inspiring to connect with like-minded individuals and to be a part of such an enriching and uplifting gathering. Your generosity in providing this ticket allowed us to gain insights and wisdom that we will carry with us always. I am so grateful for the safe travels to and from the event granted to us by AHAYAH in YASHAYAH's holy name, Wa Rawak Kwadash. I'm looking forward to the plethora of teachings on YouTube this coming week. I call it teachings because I'm always learning so much from the elders and Deacon on the main channel and GOCC Media. Not to mention the Academy next Sunday, be it AHAYAH's will. Ooh, we can't wait. Blessings and love to you all. Sister Janice Modeste, GOCC Atlanta. And her name in the chat, I'll never forget it, for the love of AHAYAH. Well, thank you, Sister Janice. All praises be to the Most High. That's what the work is all about. And let me tell you, last weekend exceeded my expectations. When the Most High, when his people come together, something great happens. Okay, so I'm just as grateful to have been a part of this as you were, as a spectator. All right. And thank you for all you do. And thank you for actually attending, actually. But if it be the Most High's will and we're here next year, I believe that a small place like that really cannot hold that type of white gala. We're going to try to do it somewhere outside where there's no limitation to capacity. I would like to see white and gold all the way as far as the eye could see next year outside at some grand event, food and everything. So we're going to get up on that, and hopefully others who weren't able to attend the summit this year, because don't forget, we had health, we had not just health, family planning, vendors were there early on who did a great job there. I'd like to thank them also. It was just so much there. Health and how to operate with our bodies and understand what to put in to try to avoid the pharmaceuticals as much as we can, getting back to natural. Health, we had an ex-football player, a former football player who came on. He's a part of the church, baptized in the church NFL, who came in and talked about the importance of fitness. I'm also going to have him on in a future broadcast, on a Wednesday broadcast, to give us some tips on how to get back in shape. Okay, so it was all just a fantastic event, and I thank the Most High for it first and foremost. And none of this would have been possible without you all. Okay, I wanted to thank you. And of course, starting back this Wednesday, it's business as usual. Business as usual starting this Wednesday. We'll be back on Patreon this Friday. And of course, a Sabbath lesson. Okay. Now, before I turn this over, right? And again, I know There's so many people to thank. So if I missed anyone, I apologize. You know that I care for you, but just too many people to name, right? Let's see here. Before I go, let me put a warning out there for you brothers and sisters out there. There's some people out there using our website. They're using our website and let me minimize this real quick. They won't even give us enough respect to get the information on the church right. At least if you're going to steal and lie and try to scam, at least get the information right. Lord, in the morning time. If you're going to scam, do your research, please, before you scam out there. This was brought to my attention. I know so many people are coming into the church. They may see this logo and believe that they should donate to anything with the Gathering of Christ Church in appreciation for the blessings the church have been to them, and it's to all of us. So a lot of people are seeing the growth of the church and are seeking to grift off of the church itself, okay? And they know a lot of people out there, if they see it's the Gathering of Christ Church, automatically you're going to actually support it, being a loyal supporter of the church, okay? And I believe that it's believe it or not, to some degree, when people will go through these great lengths to do anything, to do these things, it tells us, brothers and sisters, that, it's kind of a compliment to some degree. If they didn't think the church was doing anything, then of course they wouldn't grift like this. But I digress, and I just thought I would warn you all, so to not be taken in believing that you're supporting the church when people do things like this. Okay, make sure you check with us if it's not on the main site of Gathering of Christ Church or any other platforms that we promote personally or we talk about personally on our week-to-week basis, okay? I just want to put it out there. There's a website that someone created called the New Religious Movements, right? Listen, if you're going to grift, all right, please get the information right, all right? All right. So let's see about this Gathering of Christ Church. The name of this particular webpage that our lawyer is now looking into is called New Religious Movements. Right? I guess these are the experts to tell people, give some people some insight to when a sect comes on the scene or a church come on the scene that's not controlled by the elite powers. Okay. When you aren't under pagan control, they tend to try to get in front of this to explain to the people what we are. Right? So this is this person's view on what the Gathering of Christ Church is. A spiritual movement devoted to reclaiming biblical and challenging, reclaiming biblical identity and challenging modern narratives. Okay? No, that's not what this is. That's what you assessed. Okay? This is the gospel of Christ. I don't see anyone out there when they see Jewish people out there saying that Jewish people are actually out there reclaiming biblical identity. So that's disingenuous. Okay. So if you're going to grift, get it right. The gospel of Christ. Okay. We're not reclaiming anything. We're the people. Okay. We're the people, according to prophecy. How can we reclaim something that's already ours? Right? We're standing within the prophecy. Now, if you're going to say that someone is reclaiming something, we have to ask, well, why would we need to reclaim it? Who took it? Shouldn't you be focused on the people who stole the identity? Right? So if you know that people are reclaiming it, as you as you have poignantly assessed, if you know people are reclaiming, then why aren't you pointing out those who stole? Now check out who they say the Gathering of Christ Church is. So at least do your research. The Gathering of Christ Church, GOCC, represents a unique strand within broader category of religious movements, positioning itself as a beacon for those seeking to reconnect with their alleged biblical roots. We're not alleging anything. Open up your book. Alleged biblical roots in the lost tribes of Israel. We are the children of Israel. We're not alleging anything. At the helm, listen to who's at the helm of this. Who's the leader of this? At the helm is Chief High Priest Tazadakia. Now, mind you, Tazadakia been dead. May the Lord have mercy on his soul. Since the first day of so-called lockdowns during so-called COVID, during the first week of so-called COVID lockdowns, Tazadakia was dead. So I wish these guys would do their research. The Gathering of Christ Church have never been affiliated with Tazadakia. Myself, I've never been under Tazadakia when he was in the Israeli Church of UPK. He was an assistant for the so-called high priest there. I never reported to him. He was never over anything I dealt with. And he definitely never was over the Gathering of Christ Church. See, at least do your research. Because there's no way they would have been able to establish the Israeli Church of God and Jesus Christ with me there, with a guy calling himself the Comforter. Okay? So they would have to get guys like me out of the way before they set something like that up. Okay? So I had no affiliation when so-called Tazadakia became a high priest and started a new organization. Okay? So get that right. A matter of fact, I'm fact checking you so you can grift with better information, okay? So there was never a high priest Tazadakia over the Gathering of Christ Church. What are you talking about? Who guides the congregation through teachings that emphasize adherence to commandments, that's good, found in the Bible, aiming to awaken members to their identity as the true chosen people of God. Let me tell you, that must chap their rear ends to know that we're the people. He should keep emphasizing this over and over and over again. Yes, we're the people. Okay? This organization diverges significantly from mainstream Christian denominations. No, we don't diverge. We have nothing to do with mainstream satanic Christian denominations who are pagan. We're not divergent. Just call us pre-Constantine Christians. If you would like to, you can call us the Arian Christians who disputed the Council of Nicaea. We're the first century Christians before the Edomites, the Romans came in and burned Jerusalem. That's who we are. Okay? The organization diverges significantly from mainstream Christian denominations, thank the Most High we do, through its identification of the 12 lost tribes of Israel. And yes, We are the 12 lost tribes of Israel. We have a song. Would you like to hear it? The Most High is calling back Israel. If you don't know who they are, we have a song. The East is where we're from, okay? The 12 tribes of Israel. We can name them off if you would like. The identification of the 12 lost tribes with modern day ethnic groups primarily comprising of African Americans, Hispanics, Native Americans, among others. Oh yeah, don't leave out the South Americans, right? And please don't leave out our brothers and sisters from the West Indies, all right? Along with those Naphtali over in Hawaii, and over there in Reuben, you took over our people Reuben in Australia and in the Netherlands, okay? I mean in New Zealand, in those areas, okay? Don't forget those, okay? Get it right. Anyway, yes, the Puerto Ricans too. You got it. The GOCC espouses that salvation is achievable through obedience to God, God's commandments. We don't espouse that. God espoused that. God said that. Right? It's through God we make it into, you Christians out there, whoever you are, we make it into heaven or paradise or whatever the case is. Well, you must be weighed in the balance. By what? Obviously, if there's a hell, right, a judgment, and there's what? Paradise. We must have something to judge man by to determine where they'll end up. According to the Bible, God said it's the commandments. We're being weighed by the commandments given to Moses, right? And also, Christ followed the commandments and the fulfillment of Christ following these commandments. So I'm not espousing that. That's God himself. And you can tell they're going way off right here. Then they got a donate button at the top. You can't make this up. That salvation is achievable through obedience of God's commandments, faith in YASHAYA. So at least look at our videos and know that YASHAYA is another name for Joshua. Christ's name is YASHAYA, okay? You're confusing sects out there, okay? YASHAYA only means Joshua. That's not Christ's name. Jesus Christ's true name was YASHAYA, which is Savior. Okay? And a life dedicated to righteousness. It is a community that encourages spiritual growth, personal repentance, and a direct relationship with the divine. Now, when it comes to the word divine, we don't deal with this word because divinity usually lead into what? Pagan ideology. So we don't deal with that divine thing because we understand the deception that comes with that word and how the Jesuits use that divinity word to actually worship their pagan gods in public that they once did privately. Okay? So you can take that divine thing. Okay? The church also actively participates in charitable causes. That is correct. Reflecting its commitment to embodying the teachings of the Bible in practical ways. That part is true. Furthermore, the GOCC is known for its distinctive beliefs that intertwine biblical prophecy with contemporary geopolitical narratives. I think he's on point there. Because what we do is we use everyday news and events and show how it ties in prophetically, excuse me. And that's what they don't like. They hate that. You know why they hate that? Because usually they would like to use the news to deceive, distract, and or lie and destroy people. See? They don't want anyone looking at their news and using it for what it should be used for, pointing out their wickedness, and on top of that, showing where the earth is prophetically. So that they really hate the fact that we can look at regular news and flip it on them, because they usually use the news to scare and or deceive people. They really hate that. That's been their greatest weapon, using the news. So you know what? I said, I'm going to flip it. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to use their news, using the Bible, to expose them in the news that they have actually with their editors and all, presented before the earth. I'm going to use their news to show forth God's prophecy, so we can actually look within their news to show you where the deceptions are and where they're going when it comes to their social engineering, as well as programming leading to the New World Order. They don't like that, including the imminent tribulation and the rise of the New World Order, orchestrated by the Illuminati. Well, let me help you out. Keep Illuminati for yourself, okay? We don't care about the Illuminati. That's a ambiguous boogeyman word. Esau is the head of the Illuminati. The Vatican, Rome, are Edomites, okay? So now you can scrap the Illuminati conspiracy word and put a biblical character whom the whole world can point to as the headliner of all this. Illuminati is too ambiguous. Edomite, you should put there. Okay? That the rise of a new world order orchestrated by Esau. See? So if you're going to grift, get it right. This perspective informs the church's stance on global affairs. That's right. And its advice for members to lead simple, low profile lives outside of America. I believe they should live righteous lives according to God anywhere on earth, even in America. So what are you talking about? So I know they watch this, so I'm just correcting them. So the next time they're attempting to steal from the church by using us for donations, that at least they get the information right to help people with true information. At least you can help them if you're going to take their money, right? Next, in terms of community engagement, the church is proactive, organizing events and outreach programs aimed at spreading their interpretation of the Bible. Oh, you would rather us spread your interpretation of it? Huh? Would you rather stand up in, within a church and say nothing at all and fall on our faces and spew words no one understands and get nothing effectively done for the community? Would you be right in this if we were like any other church that isn't doing anything for our people? Promoting unity. Oh, they hate that, boy, that unity thing. That's why they couldn't stand Christ. Promoting unity. As much as we've done, check it out. They're thinking as much as we've done to confuse and destroy and divide their people, how dare the Gathering of Christ Church promote unity? Boy, he put some work into this one. And supporting those in need. They offer a welcoming hand to all, true, regardless of membership status, allowing participation in church activities and access to spiritual guidance and support. See, I can give credit to where credit is due. Even though this is a grifter, I can even say, you know what? I can even agree with the things he got right. I can even agree with the things he got right. Okay. The GOCC practices, including the celebration of biblical holidays, because God said do that. Okay. Let me put that in there. God said do that, not GOCC. The God said do Passover and not Easter. Okay. God said do Sabbath. AHAYAH said do Sabbath and not Sunday worship. Don't try to put that on us. But yeah, we believe what the Bible says concerning the celebration of biblical holidays and observance of the Hebrew calendar, and are part of its efforts to foster a deeper spiritual experience among its inclusivity and recognition of the valuable contributions it should be contributing individuals, regardless of gender, can bring to the spiritual community. Okay, man or woman, yeah. This movement, oh, this is not a church, y'all. This is a movement. Last I checked, I didn't think it was a movement, but hey, maybe the grifter here that people he's trying to get to donate to, maybe this grifter believe we are a movement. Okay. This movement, while resonating with many seeking a connection to a perceived ancestral spiritual identity. I'm going to tell you, folks, this right here is what really chaps this man's, this guy's hind parts. He keep on coming back to this, we're claiming to be Israel thing. So that tells me, I really believe I know probably what persuasion this guy is, but I'll leave that for another time as we talk about these tunnels this coming Sunday. Anyway, perceived ancestral and spiritual identity diverges significantly from mainstream Christianity. And hey, before I could get to it, it's already here. It is, and Jewish tradition. So they upset it that we don't follow mainstream Christianity and what the Jews perceive as truth. So I guess if we follow mainstream Christianity and Jewish tradition, I believe this church would be fine, huh? And so that tells us who really controls Christianity, doesn't it? Anyway, its teachings and practices based on unique interpretation of the Bible. Yeah, we finally following the Bible as it is written. Okay. And you know what? Isn't that a grand idea? That was a grand idea. Instead of dealing with interpretations, why don't we just open up the book and follow what's there? That's all we did. Based on a unique interpretation of the Bible, as it is written. And other historical texts, and yes, we have the history. Praise the Most High. You need to enroll into that Hebrew Bible Academy. Okay, get your facts together. And other historical texts have sparked dialogue and controversy. Oh, have we done that? Have we sparked dialogue and controversy? Only truth can do that. As such, the Gathering of Christ Church stands as a compelling case study. Oh, they're really studying this. This is a particular unique thing because we would really like to pigeonhole them, with those who are zealots and hate other people. But we really can't put our finger on these particular guys. I mean, this group here is a compelling case study. So that lets me know that some of this is coming from those of academia, folks. See, I can read in between this to know that this was done somewhere on a college campus somewhere by one of these Jesuits. Right? As such, the Gathering of Christ Church, and they're going to tell us, hey, let me tell you, they are examining this church, aren't they? The Gathering of Christ Church as a compelling case study in the diverse landscape of religious expression and identity in the modern world. Then they're going to use our logo, new religious movements, and then put donate right there. So I'm just here to warn you, brothers and sisters, to let y'all know that all in out, anything with our logo on it, because anyone can just take our logo offline, copy it and paste it and put up a web page. Don't donate it. Don't donate or support some of this stuff, because as this church through the Spirit of Christ gains traction, you could have others like this trying to utilize it for their own benefit. But again, we have nothing to do with this website. And we pray that, that they get their lives together, because God says, the Bible says, thou shalt not steal. OK. And get in that Hebrew and Bible Academy. And if you would like, Grifter, whoever you are, you can call up the Gathering of Christ Church, 215-253-4448. Or you can just go to our website, gatheringofchrist.org. There's a contact number there. And you can ask to speak to Elder Ricard Shiar, who can help get your facts straight. Okay? With that, thank you, brothers and sisters. Thank you for all who attended the GOCC Summit. And I'm going to tell you, last weekend was a life changer. I haven't stopped smiling since. Okay. But thank you all. Thank all you brothers and sisters. Thank you, elders, and thank you, Elder Dell, the Craft family. Thank you all, the wives, the families. We're the children of Israel, and that's right. I know the grifter ain't going like this. I know the grifter ain't going like this. Uh-huh. We're the children of Israel. Uh-huh. I got a song. You want to hear it? And we're back. Check it out. We wrote a song. Would you like to hear it? Uh-huh. Kwam Yashawa. See you Wednesday, folks. The East is where we're from. The 12 tribes of Israel. See ya.
721 BC, the Assyrian king, he took us down, we fell. With the great escape, we went to the Euphrates. The Lord held the water still. To a land where no mankind dwelt, we went. The 12 tribes of Israel. So we be Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, Naphtali from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulun from Panama, Gad, the North American Indians, Simeon, the Dominicans. The highest gathering Israel. The Arabs and Africans told us at gunpoint to gather our wives and children and sold us. In the belly of these great ships we travel in fear. By the rivers of Babylon we found our brothers here.